Hey everybody, I'm Rob Hill with Total Wine & More, and I'm here at Green Flash Brewing Company in San Diego, California, standing with Mike Hinkley, the CEO and co-founder. Mike, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thanks for coming.
So you co-founded Green Flash with your wife, right?
That's right, yeah.
Tell us a little about the story, when you got started and what the inspiration was for starting the brewery.
We owned a brew pub in San Diego for a number of years, and we're selling craft beer. Some of San Diego's other great local craft, Stone, Ballast Point, and really got into the craft beer, and we made an investment in another brewery. We were kind of silent partners, and the brewery failed, but during that time we were learning a lot about craft beer and spending some time in bottle shops, and particularly one event we were in a bottle shop reading lots of labels and trying to get to learn more, and we were very excited about it. And a customer came up and purchased a six-pack of the beer that we were, minority investors in, and we fell in love. I remember we just started laughing. It was very exciting, very fun, and literally right there decided that that's what we wanted to do. We started coming up with the idea to do Green Flash.
So you start Green Flash. What was your first beer?
It was a beer called Extra Pale Ale. It took us a while to figure out what we were going to do, what Green Flash was going to be. We knew we wanted to be in the beer business. We knew that we wanted to make flavorful, interesting ales. But we were really young in the business and learning and trying to figure out what Green Flash was. So Extra Pale Ale was our first, and the idea behind that beer, and we just made it again this year in draft. It's part of our 10th year anniversary. We called it Retro Extra Pale Ale. It was just to be a very flavorful pub ale that we could serve in a pub and shoot pool and drink some hoppy pale ale,
Right.
But over time, what we came to realize that was for Green Flash was we didn't want to make the perfect pale ale. It had been done, and and that sort of thing. We don't really brew to a style. We brew beers to be an adventure and a discovery into new beer. And you can see that across the styles of beer we do, all the way from maybe 10 years ago doing West Coast IPA and trying to make the benchmark of what a West Coast IPA was, to La Freak, which we believe to be the first Belgian IPA, American made. We'd had some Houblon Chouffe at the time, right up to doing Rayon Vert just in the last year or so.
So who comes up with the ideas then for a new beer? Is it you? Is it a team effort around here?
It's a team effort of what we think will be fun in beer. What is the next thing that we haven't done yet that we'd like to try to do? And then Chuck Silva is our brewmaster, and I think perhaps the best in the country at coming up with new beers and new concepts and new flavors and hybrid beers and extreme beers, if you will.
It must be a fun process, tasting through different tests.
I think it's a fun process for the brewers, particularly Chuck. We have our frontline beers that we do, but our brewing staff, particularly Chuck, have free reign to create any new beers that they want to create. Sometimes beers are made, I don't even know they're in the tank yet, or I haven't heard the concept. That's how La Freak started. In 2005, we took 100 gallons of our Imperial IPA and fermented it with the Trappist yeast that we do our Belgian triple with. That really caught on with some of the super crafty beer bars around, and we really liked it. And it was on a blank handle in our tasting room so we could share it with people, and because it was a very limited amount, and it just became a very exciting thing that built on itself. And lots of our beers come from that.
Now, you make a lot of different beers. I know that Total Wine & More, we carry all of the beers that you brew that are available in the markets that we are in. How many beers is it now, roughly?
We do, including regular seasonals that are on schedule, we do 16 beers.
Now, behind us, as people can see, we have some barrels.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have beer aging in there? Tell us a little bit about your barrel program.
Yeah, yes, we do. Lots and lots of different experimentations. And there's a lot more art than science in that. And we've come up with some new beers, and some of these barrels are different than other barrels, and they come out. We haven't put a barrel-aged beer into full production yet. It's been a limited release situation for us so far, but you never know.
Well, Mike, it's been a pleasure having a chance to talk to you and learn more about Green Flash. Thanks so much.
Well, thanks for coming. Thank you very much.